Tuesday morning transformation, and we are going to go through a transformation of spirit, mind, and body this morning. So here's a question. Are you looking out the window or are you looking in the mirror? Hey, everything that happens in our life, no matter how tragic or blessed, is always an opportunity to be able to reflect on ourselves. So we assign meaning and an emotion to everything that happens in our life. We assign meaning and emotion to everything that happens in our life. So the question is, what meaning and emotion are you assigning to what's happening in the world today? So if you're looking out the window, then what you're seeing is fear, the threat of vulnerability, the threat of sickness, people dying, all these things that you see on the news. And the fear of the impending doom of this thing, invisible thing that's coming to get us. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't watch the news because we need to be updated. But what I am saying is what meaning and assigning, what meaning and emotion are you assigning? Because if you're immersed in what the news does, and they have a job too, right? And typically, if you watch the news at all, their job is not to make us feel good and inspired all the time, right? It's not like I watch the news and, oh my God, I feel so heartfelt when I'm done. But the bottom line is it puts you in fear and survival. And the irony is we're sitting here limiting our interaction, which we need to do, and we're putting ourselves in fear and survival, which puts us into sympathetic overload, which actually tons of research shows that's what tanks our immune system. So what are people doing? Sitting home and getting sick. Why? Because of the meaning and emotion that you assign. So are we in a serious situation we need to take responsibility for? Yes, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is, what emotion are you experiencing? So when we look out the window, what we're trying to do is take action, right? And it's more about what we do than who we are. And that becomes tiring. It runs you into the ground. It can cause depression, anxiety. It makes your body weak. And now our spirit is in this body temple. And what we're doing, we're actually assigning emotion that makes us weak. When what we're actually being called to do is to renew our mind. Hey, Angela and James and Bill, thanks for being here, man. So we're being called to renew our mind. And if we don't have the daily practice and rituals of renewing our mind, coming into our spiritual power, into our physical body, then our thoughts run wild, and now our thoughts become more contagious than a virus. And that's when really the danger starts, when our thoughts become more contagious and destructive than a virus. So we have to be conscious. And what we're being called to do is we're being called to do what? Conscious of washing our hands. Well, guess what? That's always been a ritual. You're supposed to wash your hands after you go to the bathroom, right? But what we're doing is we're so busy washing our hands that are we washing our spirit? Are we washing our mind? Are we washing the thoughts that take us out of negativity? And no matter what the environment is, every environment is an opportunity. There's a gift in every environment. So the question is, at any moment, are you renewing your mind to take your life to a new level? Because at any moment in our life, see, this is Italian. Hey, Albert, how's it going? My cousin here, he gets this. You're in South Philly. You get this. So we have the opportunity to renew our mind, raise our consciousness, take a spiritual shower, and begin each day from an empowered perspective. And so what you have to do is not be swayed by the thoughts of others. Because when you look out into the world, when you're looking out the window, there are all kinds of things that can show you why you're going to be destroyed, why you're going to be healthy, why we need to live in fear. But when we look in the mirror and every opportunity is ability to self-reflect, then we have power. So what we have to do is do what's right for us. We have to do what's right for us. Now we have to abide by the general rules and take responsibility. But what was right for me this morning? Hey, you know what? I went outside at 6 a.m. I drove to the local high school and I did 22 sets of pull-ups, man. It was hard. Okay. So not 22 reps, 22 sets. And what did I see when I was there? I saw a woman running by herself. I saw another man walking his dog. And I was the only one on the high school campus. So I'm not being irresponsible, but I know while I'm doing those pull-ups, what am I doing? I'm going through my affirmations. It says in Psalm 1, meditate day and night. Keep your roots planted by the river. Your fruit will bear in its season. Your leaves shall not wither. So if we don't renew our mind, what leaves are withering? Our body. Our body is withering. And then that becomes a problem. And so the thing is, hey, we're living in a different world. The world now will never be the same. The world we lived in 3 weeks ago will never be the same, because this is a transformation. It's an opportunity for transformation. We get to create our new reality. So this is our chance to look in the mirror and become conscious of who we are. How do we live? How do we love? And what do we appreciate and what do we take for granted? Because the top thing now that people are learning is maybe you took your health for granted. So now what's becoming aware is, how did I take care of myself? Am I really taking care of this temple? Because my spirit is in this body here to fulfill a soul purpose. Am I taking care of this temple? There's an old adage with an anonymous author that says, a man with his health has 1,000 dreams, man or woman. A man or woman without their health has one dream. And I think that's what we're really coming to today, is those who are healthy that have done the work, they're not fearing this virus. They don't fear the virus. They know they're going to get through it. People that haven't done the work, then they're in fear. Now, I understand that there are certain populations that are more vulnerable, like the older population. But just because you're older doesn't mean you have to be sicker. It's people that get older that are more vulnerable may not have lived their life in the most healthy way, because there's plenty of people that get older that don't get sicker. And so here's a conscious, and I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just saying, if you've lived, if you have renewed your mind, renewed your body, and done these daily rituals, you're not living in fear. And I believe that's regardless of age. That's my belief system. It may not be shared with by everyone, but now we get the chance to really reflect. So are we renewing our mind day and night? So I know with myself, this has been an opportunity to look at relationships. I travel all the time. I travel on the weekends. My sister, who lives a few minutes from here, travels during the week. She's home on the weekends. So sometimes we go a while without seeing each other. Well, now she's not traveling. I'm not traveling. So I've been spending more time with my sister. I mean, this is, I love my family. We have a great family. And to be able to spend this time, I've spent more time with her, it seems like, in the last week since I was 18 and moved out of the house. That's a long time ago. Okay. So that's been amazing. And then my sister Lisa and I were walking down the beach Sunday morning, and we're walking along the beach, just enjoying the morning, which was very crowded, by the way, here in Southern California. On the first day of the lockdown, the beach was more crowded than I've seen it this time of year since I moved here. But so anyways, I'm walking along, I'm seeing these couples holding hands, being affectionate, and I'm not in a relationship. Now, if you would have asked me, I got out of a relationship a few months ago. Our relationship ended. It was very loving, and, that's all great. But 3 weeks ago, if you said, do you want to be in a relationship? I would have said no. Because why? Well, I got stuff to do, and, I just wasn't emotionally ready. And then watching these people, it's like, okay, I would like to have a life partner, and people say, grow old with. I don't want to grow old with a with a partner. That's my chiropractic coming through. I don't want to grow old with a partner. I want to grow together as we grow older. I want to grow together as we age. I don't want to grow old. Old to me is a mindset, and I'm going to renew my mind, and the partner's going to renew their mind. So as we progress in age, we don't get sick. We can live the life that we want. We live an empowered life that God is in the center. God, there's only 3 people in that bubble, man. Me, my partner, and God, and that's it. because we looked in the mirror, we don't look outside, and that's the life that we want to lead. So if people say, I want to grow old, hey, words have power. So we have to choose our words wisely. Hey, Tabor and Tracy, and good to see you, Carlene. So what else? Hey, you know what? This is a chance to stop, reflect, pull back, decide what's our new normal going to be, because the world, the old normal, it's gone. I tell you what, that world is gone. We are going to live in a new normal. So the question is, what is going to be your new normal? Because something is trying to happen here. There's something that's trying to happen, because what's trying to happen is not a virus. What's trying to happen is a renewing of their mind and a new shift in consciousness for people to stop running around and worrying about what they're doing and really establish who we are, establish a new normal, raise the consciousness to another level that's above disease, that's above conditions in the world, where we can stop looking out, being attached to all the emotions of what's starting, and assign a meaning and emotion that empowers us and helps us to live our soul SOUL purpose, because you are more powerful than you think. Let's not get all caught up in our mind. Let's renew our mind. Let's meditate day and night. Let's keep our roots planted in spirituality, in God, in universal power, right? So our leaves, this body does not wither, so we can fulfill this soul purpose. So through all these challenging times, do you become stronger? The worse it may look out here, do you get stronger on the inside? The challenges make you more focused, help you really decide what matters and live the life that you are called to do, the reason your spirit came into this body. So what is going to be your new normal and your new level of consciousness? So, hey, if we can do that as each day progresses, develop daily rituals where we can renew our mind, renew our body, have a spirit, mind, body consciousness and lifestyle, then this too shall pass. All right. Love you guys. See you next week.